Good day. The second topic that I would be talking about is the types of performance assessment scoring, which can be found on Chapter 2 of Classroom Assessment, Principles and Practice that Enhance Student Learning and Motivation. So firstly, what is performance task? So performance task is a learning activity where students are able to express their learning in a different form of creativity. So this is not merely the pen and paper test anymore. The products that they are able to develop would depend on being an actual product or a performance that they would perform in the classroom, or for in these times it would be on a video form. It would be assessed through a criteria that has been set, that is agreed upon the teacher and the student. So let us now proceed to the main topic, which is the types of performance assessment scoring. So there are actually 3 types of performance assessment scoring which they can choose. The first one is the checklist, the second one is the rating scales, and the third one is the rubric. So firstly, the checklist. A checklist is a list of criteria that would be checked if it is observed or not with a performance task that is graded. So these are usually statements that could be checked if it is observed by the product or the performance that has been done by the learner. So the second type of performance assessment is the rating scales. So a rating scales, this would help the students in, or even the raters, in identifying as to what degree that has been observed with a performance task that was done. It can either use numbers as to what degree it has been fulfilled, such as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or use words to identify as to the dimension or frequency that is agreed or disagreed on. So examples of these words in identifying the dimension are never, often, sometimes, and always. So that's gonna be the example for that. And then the third type of performance assessment scoring is the rubrics. Now there are 2 types of rubrics which I will be enhancing later on. So rubrics is composed of scales that could fit in different aspects to be rated from the performance task. So again, the 2 types are holistic and analytic. So firstly is the holistic rubric. Holistic rubric focuses more on the aspects that is usually used to rate the final product or the performance. It is a straightforward type of rubrics. The rater will just find or rate the performance when it comes to the statements that would fit to the final product that is that can be seen. So that's it. So you will just rate the degree that each category is able to achieve. On the other hand, analytic rubric focuses on the technicalities of each criterion presented. So the difference is that holistic usually is just like the end product, while analytic is you will focus on different criterion that is presented. So and then after that it would be tallied now for their like final scores. So it has specifications as to what degree each criteria has been achieved. So that's it for the types of performance assessment scoring, and now let us proceed to the different examples of it. First one is the checklist. So this is an example of a checklist. So we have the name or the partner's name, or this is for the self-assessment na. So this is an exchange of products, so it would include I know what the poster is about. It shows information, and then they would just check here if it fits, and they would work on the sheet. So that's it for the first one, the checklist. Let us now proceed to the rating scale. So this is an example of a rating scales which uses words to describe the degree. So how do you rate the following? The service, is it very poor, poor, okay, good, or very good. The cleanliness, same thing. Decoration, same thing. Parking, same thing. You would rate it, each criterion you would rate it. So that's it for the rating scale. Lastly, let's proceed to an example of an rubrics, but an analytic rubric. So this is for a product-based task. So these are the categories. This is the first one. So the categories includes elements and principles of design, craftsmanship and neatness, creativity, execution, and that's it. Only have 4 criterion or category, and then for one category it would have a different points that would have a different label too. So if you are an expert, it is 10 points, accomplished is 8 points, capable is 6 points, and beginner for 4 points. So it would vary, but it would somewhat similar ng pod. There's just some words na would make it differ. So example, this one. For the expert, it says students planned carefully, made sketches, and showed an advanced awareness of the political map using elements and principles of the design. Students went above and beyond expectations. So for the accomplished, the political map shows how students applied elements and principles of design effectively. Then students met the expectations. So for the capable, which is 6 points, the students did the product-based task adequately, yet shows lack of planning, so gidali-dali na, and a little evidence that an overall map was planned. Lastly is for the beginner, the political map was turned in, but showed little evidence of any understanding of the uses of elements and principles of design. No evidence of planning while doing the minimum of work required. So yes, it would really just that differ. That's the difference when it comes to analytic rubric. Then yes, that's it. So I hope you learned something, and thank you for listening.